my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
They're here.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
It's showtime.
Right, welcome everybody to another episode of the VHS Strikes Back. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hi Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to the VHS Strikes Back, the show where we dust off the old video player and go on a nostalgic journey to look at the good and the bad movies of yesteryear. And those movies that we thought were great in the mid-80s, but turned out not to be. Chris, what are we going to review this week?
Well, Dave, it was my pick, and I went round the houses. I had trailer after trailer. I really wanted to do you over. And I'd looked at stuff like You've Never Seen It, Mr. Destiny with John Belushi. I'd looked at White Men Can't Jump. There were just a few that I'd gone through. They will be coming at some point. But I thought, you know what? I've got to go back to my roots, Dave. Martial arts was my bag in the 80s, as you know. I love it. And my love for dodgy B-movie karate movies was just all about me. So, one that I'd watched loads of times. I think I've watched the second and third one, and I've never watched the other, I think, fourth and fifth one. But the rather dashingly good-looking Michael Dudikoff, Dave, in 1985 starred in The Wonderful American Ninja. So, do you remember when you first saw this classic, Dave?
I do not, but I remember it at the time. And I'm sure I've said it before, but I was looking for a ninja school growing up in St. Helens. Funnily enough, Chris, there weren't any. But so I was looking in the martial arts magazines and trying to find a local school, and it seemed to be, they had one in London, I think I found, but it's like, that's no good to me in fucking St. Helens, is it? You know, and I was looking at getting all the knives and the ninja stars that you could and all that sort of stuff. I had a catapult that I remember, black. You know, it was all about the ninjas in the mid-80s, wasn't it? And so I am positive that I have seen this. I just don't remember it. And before this review, Chris, I can tell you I've watched it twice, and I still don't remember it. So I think that's what I struggle. There's some things that stand out to me in this, but I do, showing my hand a bit, find it a bit forgettable. So yeah, that's my lame excuse to say I am sure I watched this at the time. I was a bit ninja mad, as we all were at that time, so there was no way this would have gone by my radar. I just don't actually remember watching it over and over. How about yourself?
Well, you know what, Dave? Very similar, actually. I think I watched this around about 86, 87. Classic VHS special. Rented it. Then, like I say, I was a bit of a Michael Dudikoff fan. I didn't just watch American Ninja. I watched some of his other B movies. I always thought, you know, he had like the looks. He was a bit like a Van Damme. Van Damme really took off, but Dudikoff like had it. And I always used to thought he was some master martial artist. But we'll get into that in a minute. So, but I've rented this numerous times. Definitely, Dave. I'd probably say realistically about 6 to 10 times I've rented it from the VHS video shop years ago. And then I think I had it on like a copy video at some point. But about last August, it was my wedding anniversary. We couldn't go away anywhere, can only stay in this country. And we decided, you know what, we're 50 minutes away. Let's go to Blackpool for the weekend. So everywhere was open, even though it was all masked up and everything. And we booked a hotel room just past the big one, South Shore, really nice one. It was actually called the Number One Hotel, which conveniently, Dave, on my YouTube channel, I do actually have a walkthrough video of that hotel, Phelps Travel Vlogs. But anyway, it's not a bit of PR there. But at the back of the reception area, there was top to tail DVDs you could just, you know, get, because there was built-in DVDs where you could like watch them in the bath and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, hang on a minute, it's fucking American Ninja. And I'm like, ooh, this could be one that just sneaks into my fucking rucksack on the way home, Dave. You know, but genuinely, I saw it and I thought, there's no way Sam's going to let me watch American Ninja on our wedding anniversary. So I didn't watch it, but yeah, I've seen it a few times, and honestly, I always thought Michael Dudikoff was up there with Jean-Claude Van Damme as a martial artist, Dave. How fucking wrong I was.
Because I mean, obviously, your first love though is your more love than Jean-Claude Van Damme is, of course, Lauren Avedon, isn't it? And I can see what the attraction is there from a martial arts perspective. I mean,
Of course, yeah. Don't listen to Glyn, Dave. Glyn's convinced that. I mean, no, Van Damme is my favourite over all of them, even over Bruce Lee, which I know is sacrilege, but I just resonate more. He was our age not our age, but I was young enough to remember all these films going out the first time, whereas Bruce Lee, I love. Enter the Dragon, The Big Boss is my favourite. Love him. But they were all movies that I watched around this time, but they felt old to me. They were like 15, 16, 17 years old. So Dudikoff and Van Damme and Lauren Avedon, they were all current. I watched them as they came out. So they always have a special place in my heart. Not that type of heart, Dave, despite what people say, but there you go.
Yeah, but I can see it, with Avedon, obviously Van Damme, the athletic high kicks and spinning kicks and all that sort of stuff. But I'm still waiting to see the martial arts in this one, Chris. But should we get into our trailer?
Let's go.
For 2,000 years, the sacred art of the ninja has been guarded in the East.
Remember the day I found you.
Now, it has come to the West.
Remember what is hidden deep in your mind.
He is the only soldier,
Date of birth unknown.
the only American
Who is he?
who is capable of defeating the secret Black Star Army. The mission to hijack a U.S. military arsenal.
Your destiny, my son, awaits you.
The adventure. The confrontation. The code.
I will honor the code, Father.
The invasion. The final hour. The deadliest art of the Orient is now in the hands of an American. American Ninja.
Private Joe Armstrong, played by Michael Dudikoff, is conscripted to the US Army by a judge as an alternative to prison. Joe ends up fighting off the Black Star Order of ninjas while stationed in the Philippines. He saves Patricia Hickok, daughter of Colonel William Hickok, Joe's commanding officer, from a kidnapping attempt. But because of the rest of Joe's platoon is wiped out by ninjas, Joe's popularity with his fellow GIs takes a nosedive, even as he is targeted for revenge by the Black Star Master Ninja. Now, Chris, what do you reckon to the opening of this one?
Dave, if we ever needed a hype man for any of these shit show of movies, you are the man, my friend, because this movie does not, it's not how I remember. And what you said just before the trailer is so right. I remember so many bits of this movie, but there's some proper Dallas daytime TV A-team shit going on in here. These Starsky and Hutch music.
I was going to say the A-team as well.
Sorry, you should have got in there first. But genuinely, these proper Starsky and Hutch 70s music. You wait for like Huggy Bear to appear because it's just like so dramatic, but it's contained within one set. Mainly the actual base of the, and I don't remember that, Dave. I never realised it was all on this army base, but it's fucking terrible. I mean, I said I stitched myself up last time. I've done it again, Dave. This is a film that has not aged well at all.
I mean, the opening scene, I know he's kind of put into the army, instead of prison. But he says nothing. You've got the other soldiers, haven't you? You've got like a commanding officer type, and he's sort of messing around. He's saying, Joe, you over there, can you pick up my bags, like he's a valet or something? And he's just there. he's got his knife. He's just playing around with his knife. And he's just saying nothing. Like, to the point of it just being really uncomfortable, you know, like, walk off or do something. He's just saying absolutely nothing. And then, even when they go off and they get ambushed, don't they, by all of these ninjas. And again, it's the fact that, he shows some of his ninja skills. Apparently, it must have all happened off camera because I didn't see any. But, the head ninja is like, he must be a ninja. He's got the ninja skills or something like that. And I was like, what? He basically had a shovel or something, didn't he? And I think they were trying to get him with the bow and arrow, and he's sort of swiping it away. And I was thinking, this is going to be a rough ride, this one.
But the thing is, and you're right, I'd read up on this previously because we were going to do this a couple of times. I've thrown it in there. And, Michael Dudikoff wasn't even a martial artist, which is quite apparent in this. He's a very good boxer, Dave, because he can throw a good screen punch, but he never had any training. The choreographer, Mike Stone, said he's athletic, he'll be fine. That's like fucking... What common sense is that, to think that you can just train somebody to do it? Because even the stuff, anything he does, Dudikoff, in this, it's all, you can see that he's waiting all the time for his cue, where he's got to be, what his steps are. You can see it on his face all the time. He's literally doing the whole, everything he does, even though his punches are okay, a lot of the throws he does and things like that, they are like watching someone at the theatre, and they're just going through the motions, and and it looks dramatic, but they're overacting and that, and it's very strange, Dave. And the fact that he doesn't speak for nearly 25 minutes in the movie is just fucking weird. It is weird.
Well, the young girl that they've got there is played by Judith Aronson. Do you recognise her, Chris?
Was she out of Teen Wolf?
She might have been that as well, but I recognised her more. She's one of the girls in Weird Science. One of the girls they couple up with at the end.
Yeah. Good call, Dave.
So I'd seen that one a lot more. Actually, you know what? Teen Wolf, that's one we've got to go back to, isn't it? I've not seen that.
I used to love that.
Since the 80s. I just remember the surfing bit, but I don't really remember much else about it. But yes, I mean, she's like proper hamming it up, isn't she, as the kind of high-maintenance daughter there. But again, when he rescues her, he still doesn't utter a single word. And he just basically... It's like he kidnaps her. It's like he runs off with her.
Yeah.
He's dragging her along by her arm. And then she's just sort of sat down, like, with her skirt, and he gets his fucking switchblade out and then plants it right down in between the middle of her legs to cut her fucking skirt. And it's like, fuck's sake, man, just say. Just say what you're doing. It's so uncomfortable to watch that, Chris, and you're thinking, in real life, obviously, she's thinking she's in a lot of fucking danger there.
Yeah, she does, to be fair. And what's good, though, the old ninja skills, Dave. He rips her skirt with his Rambo knife, then pulls off the heels of her high heels. Now, he's bugged me in the recent Jurassic Park. That girl is stunning, the Ron Howard's daughter. But the T-Rex is chasing her while she's wearing fucking high heels, Dave, 5-inch high heels. And she's legging it like Linford Christie. At least in this, Dudikoff thinks, you know what? And any women out there, I've not wore high heels for a long time, Dave, so I can't remember, you know what I mean? And I certainly didn't wear them around the streets. But how you would move without the heels on, I do not know.
Yeah, no, it's impossible. But again, he doesn't say anything, does he? He just snaps the heels off. And she's like, oh, they're from Italy. And, oh, look, I'm all wet. She's just literally been rescued from a horde of ninjas. And she's like, oh, look at my clothes. And it was just... Oh, Chris, it was so hammy. I mean, we've seen some hammy dialogue before, but this was terrible. And then she goes from that, so basically being kidnapped and whatever, and then, they want to dry their clothes out, so we get a bit of the Dudikoff chest, don't we? He's a well-built lad, obviously, and you've got the girl, she's getting changed, and she's like, oh my god, if my father could see us now. So she's suddenly gone from being really pissed off at this mute who's kidnapped her to, like, being a bit flirty with him.
Well, I mean, Dave, look, I always remember in this, so from there, we end up back there. He gets sort of pulled over by gets drawn over the coals and sort of like, oh, who is this guy, and all this. I mean, they say, they don't even know his date of birth, Dave, but he's been able to join the fucking army. Yeah. What a load of bullshit. But then we get to meet Curtis, the old Jackson, Dave. Steve James, I mean, God rest his soul, he's not here with us now, but absolute specimen. He makes Joe look like a midget. He's miles taller than him. But he's running these martial arts classes and he decides to just pick a fight with him from nowhere. And then they have this pathetic roly-poly, like you would, when you used to play fight, I used to play fight with my brothers and mates, do wrestling and Royal Rumbles. And in fact, when we had a proper fight, it certainly wasn't like that. But you would do them stupid rollovers and roly-polies. And then he like knocks him unconscious and then puts water on him. Like, Jackson's just like, yeah, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Yeah. And I'm just like, fuck off.
But even before that, and I do remember old Steve James there, he's quite iconic, isn't he? He's got his big cigar, just that iconic look. And when he's talking to his boss, they're asking about Joe and his background and stuff, he becomes exposition man then, doesn't he? He's like, have you heard of ninjutsu? And then he gives him all this explanation. But, that was so funny. Like, after the fight, he's like, well, when Jackson's wrong, he admits it, and I was wrong. And he's his best mate then, isn't he? He's like, no, you just got your ass kicked, and now it's okay. I just didn't get it, because I just kept thinking, surely everyone would be treating Joe like a bit of a hero. He's basically the only one. He's managed to save the general's daughter. He's managed to get away with his life. And everyone just treats him like he's a fucking fart in a spacesuit. And it's just ridiculous to me that they overplay it, that he's just the arsehole of the base.
Yeah, because also, what's weird is Jackson doesn't say oh, you've just kicked my ass, because there's always someone out there tougher than you, Dave. But he goes, you could make some money in a wrestling type situation. Let's do a choreographed fight. I mean, that's not the first thing I say when someone's kicked my fucking head in. Let's do it again, but let's do it as a wrestling match, a WWE wrestling match. And then, the big fucking grufty, colonel comes or a general, he pushes people out of the way and he's like, I've seen the whole thing. And he's like, no, he didn't. He goes, yeah, I did. He sort of sends him to the cooler. Any Great Escape fans out there know that, Steve McQueen gets to the cooler. And then Jackson's there chatting with him. So he's chatting away. Joe is not speaking to him. He's dead serious. He literally won't say a fucking word to him. He won't give anything away. The next scene, they've been rolling around the floor, covered in fucking baby oil. And fucking Joe's got his arm around Jackson, rubbing his head and everything. Like, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? This guy is schizophrenic. It is ridiculous. They've both oiled up, both ripped up, and he's chatting away like they're the fucking long-lost best friends. It's ridiculous, that.
It's bad, isn't it? And I don't know, they're obviously telling Dudikoff to, look mean and moody and don't say much. And I think I know why, because when he does speak, I mean, when Chuck Norris speaks, he's got that kind of gruff, macho voice, hasn't he? But Dudikoff hasn't at all. He's got this, when he's saying to the girl, like, hey, are you okay?
It's like, I suppose he is a good looking guy. I suppose he's like David Beckham in it, acting it's like he's got everything bar the fucking voice. He just not got the voice, has he, to pull it off. I was listening to I watched something last night, Roger Moore interview come up with Michael Parkinson at 1980 or something, Dave. And thought, me, what a guy. He was such a good-looking guy, Roger Moore, but it's his voice. And you can see in the comments, all the women are like, what a voice. Oh, my God. But then you've got Dudikoff and Beckham, who have got the worst voice. I remember my Sam got to watch United, and her dad, God rest his soul, season ticket, 40-odd years. And one of the games, one of the brothers or cousins couldn't go, and he went, do you want to come? And she's like, yeah, okay, I'll come. She used to work there, and that she never follows footy, really. And Beckham stood in front of her, like stretching, warming up, and she was like, oh my God, he's stunning. She loved Beckham ever since. And then she saw him on an interview. Yeah. All right, I'm David Beckham, you all right? And then she just fucking...
Yeah, I just saw the keeper off his line.
in Victoria together. It's just like... And then she was like, oh my God, what is up with his voice? I went, just tell him not to talk.
Yeah.
I have got a story about that, Dave, actually, about a certain place that a football team you support. Many years ago, I was about 17 in Benidorm, copped for this girl in the club, Dave, and, all was going nicely. Would you like to come back? I was like, yeah, no problem. She was, I think she's a couple of years older than me, year older than me, Dave. Everything was going great. It was banging the club. Everything was going well. And then she started talking, Dave. And in the end, I said to her, don't talk. Please don't talk. And then she went, you cheeky bastard. You're from Manchester. You don't talk either. So it was a rendezvous, Dave, without any speaking, shall we say.
Well, it's not as bad as the bag over the head that you were telling me about the other week, so... With your mate, of course, with your friends.
My mate, yeah. And that midget porn, Dave. But anyway, go on.
You know what? I remember when you were saying that. I remember, I must have been 16, 17 or something. I was away with the school and we went to, I think it was Pontins in Wales. And so, this is North Wales as well. So you do get quite a lot of people from Liverpool there. And I remember I was trying to pretend my mate was this footballer called Lee Jones. He'd signed from Wrexham, but this is, there's hardly any football on TV back then. It was the match on a Sunday if you were lucky, and that's it. This is before all the Sky stuff. So it's like, oh yeah, my mate's Lee Jones, And then she disappears off, brings back her mate, who's a massive fucking Liverpool fan, and she goes, "You're not Lee Jones." I was like, oh shit.
I remember him. He had a good game against United. He played in the same team with Mickey Quinn and Mickey Thomas because he was playing there. I remember it in the cup. It was like the League Cup, the Rumbelows Cup or something there. But I remember him well.
That was when Wrexham were actually they had a couple of upsets, didn't they? There was that year against Arsenal, and then I can't remember which goal it was, but it was like a ball over the top that Jones ended up scoring. Like, he scored that one fucking goal and Liverpool like, oh, we'll buy him. I never saw him again.
No, I remember him signing him because he did. I think he played well against us as well.
Yeah. But anyway, Chris, back to this one. Yeah, so he doesn't have the gruffest of voices, does he? And he gets put in the, he's taken in by the military police, and then, the ninjas try to assassinate him, don't they, Chris?
Oh my God! Now, look, I believed all this shit when I was a kid. I believed that there was this higher power of ninjas who were just in the shadows. They could be anywhere. Someone with a katana or sort of like a ninja star, a dart. They blow it through it like a piece of cane or something, and they can get you with like a dart and all this crap. And I believed all that. And like you said, looking for ninja schools. So whoever was going to a ninja school in the 80s was having the fucking pants that pull down, Dave, because there's no such thing at all. But it's ridiculous. And again, Dudikoff, after all this happens, you've got Jackson there again who comes and is like, we're talking to Charlie. And then the girl who he rescues, she decides that she wants to meet. So she gets Charlie, who's just a knobhead, to basically come up with this story about, hi, Joe, can you get this message? I'm really... Because Jackson can't do it. It's all a setup. But Joe's in his full army gear, Dave. He's got the blazer on, the pants on. And then he does this stupid bunny hop over the top of out of the army base, right? Nearly knocks his bollocks off, does the stunt double. He looks like he's castrated, so he's definitely not getting any action. And it's so unbelievable again. I know these films stretch it, but the fact that it's so easy to infiltrate a US Army base by just bunny hopping on a fucking Suzuki out of a thing is ridiculous.
I was mentioning Pontins. That's what this is. It's not an army base. It's a fucking holiday camp. It's like fucking high or something. Everyone just comes and goes as they please. And the thing is with ninjas, like, you can kind of get your head around the fact that there's these assassins lurking in the shadows, and all that sort of stuff. I think Batman Begins probably tells a much better ninja story, doesn't it? But it's the fact that for half the movie they're all just there in their complete black outfits in the daylight.
Yeah,
again, they're not hiding behind anything. They're not trying to hide themselves. They're just there, plain as day, that you can see them.
Oh, Dave, but what about the ninja training camp? It's just nonsense in it. Joe, hides under that truck and he ends up with the ninja, and it's just like, you're watching these guys. Some of them have never thrown a punch in their fucking life, have they? The choreographer was having the pants down, that Mike Stone. He was having the director off here, because I remember this being so tight and everything. And what I would say is, even though I said about the A-team and stuff like that, it looks better produced than a lot of the stuff that we reviewed, martial arts stuff. There's a lot better tightness to the way it's filmed. It's just the acting's terrible. There's no real martial arts. And it does feel like an extension of a daytime TV show. It is. I mean, I watched the A-Team yesterday. I watched an old one with Hannibal where he was dressed up as, it was actually John Taggart out of Beverly Hills Cop, one of the good guys, one with the bald head with the moustache. He's a bad guy. And they're trying to strong arm this restaurant. I don't know why, Dave. It's very much no retreat, no surrender. We're going to take every dojo over in this small town coffee shop. They wanted to called Cup of Joe or something, because a Joe, cup of coffee, Cup of Joe, they call it. And it was just nonsense. But I was watching that, and it wasn't far off what we're watching this. Exactly the same, I would say. Special effects, the music. The music takes a weird step. Whatever they paid for the royalties on the music is 1970s a lot of the time. It's really strange. It's like you'd see in the Rockford Files or something. Really weird.
Yeah. It's not good, is it? But I mean, the ninja school is pretty terrible. But I mean, he catches up with his teacher, doesn't he? So he turns out this guy had been teaching him martial arts from the age of 6, Chris, and that's when it all becomes clear to him. I'm trying to think now, is that before or after he finds out that the colonel or general, whatever he is, the head of the base, the girl's dad, is a bit of a baddie, so they try and tell him that there's all this trouble going on, there's this conspiracy in the camp and whatever, and then basically shops him.
I think it's after, because he says this is a part of your last bit of training. Because Joe says...
Yeah, that's right. That's before the big fight at the end, isn't it?
Yeah, the big reveal. But it's when he says to Jackson, like, Jackson's like the corporal, but he's sort of in charge of a load of people, and Joe can just say anything at this point, and Jackson follows, and he's like saying to Jackson, we need this, I need a G, I need this. And it's just like, it doesn't make any sense at all. Like, Patricia's there. She's, again, Dave, one of them stupid people in these movies who just walks into every bad scene, don't they? Wherever she goes, someone's just happens to have a gun near her or a knife, or she gets kidnapped. It's so nonsense. And the Colonel makes me laugh because he's got a white Primark T-shirt on all the way through the movie. Proper cheapo £2 special.
Yeah.
Proper cheapo.
It's really bad, isn't it? It's a really, really bad T-shirt. And he's not got the physique to pull that off either.
That's what I meant, but yeah.
But yeah, I think, it does get to that point where you have he sort of remembers where he is. The guy's saying, I called you Joe because that was the only American name I knew. But then, Chris, this A-Team fight sequence at the end, my word. There's just so much wrong with it. But again, I'm thinking, well, he's a ninja. But so instead of hiding in the shadows, he's basically stood on top of a building. he's like silhouetting against the whole background. It's like, it's daylight, obviously, and so it's like, oh my word, that's really bad. But he's kind of, I don't think he calls him a sensei, does he? But whatever his surrogate dad, his adoptive martial arts father, he gets killed, and then they end up having a bit of a fight off in this paddling pool type of thing. And the fact that he's got this red little sash on, so you can tell which one's him. I don't know. This was all so A-Team, and especially when he jumps on the helicopter. I was quite impressed with that. But the fact that it just sort of slowly rose up, so it's like, right, can you jump on now? It's like, and then he jumps on. It was it wasn't great, was it?
No, because I think the problem is he's holding the daughter to ransom. The Colonel gets killed, so he was a baddie anyway, so nobody gives a fuck about him really. But it's the fact that he tells the helicopter pilot to stop when he's got tanks, armed fucking like Hummers there. They've got massive M16 guns and everything. But he's bollocks enough. He's got a hand pistol to say, just hang on a minute. Just wait a minute. And then Dudikoff does the business. And yeah, you're right, Dave. It's stupid. This guy's about 60. Next minute, he's like a fucking gazelle on the outside of the helicopter. And he's shooting at Dudikoff from 2 feet away.
Yeah.
And he's got the fucking stormtrooper laser blasters again, Dave. He's missing him every time. It's so shit. It's unbelievable.
But when he rescues the girl, and then they jump off onto the rooftop, which is, it's got this red kind of finish to it, but you can blatantly see there's mattresses there that are all pulled down.
Yeah.
And when they land on them, you can see the mattress go up a bit as well. It's just shot so badly. I'm sure with a slightly different camera angle, you could, you wouldn't be able to see that. But it's the fact that they've just shot it and it's like, yeah, it's red, innit? No one will see that. and the thing is, I guess maybe on the VHS you might not have been able to see it.
You can, Dave. There's a few things in this. There's very much Chuck Norris levels of like people falling over when no one's actually hit them. Like they've missed their cue in the fight and they just sort of collapse over. There's loads of ninjas hitting the deck for no reason. And then, obviously, I know he rescues it, but just before that, Jackson goes in. There's one bit where that Charlie goes, we're going uptown. And he goes up the stairs. There's 2 guys literally right in front of M16s, can't hit him. Jackson takes him out, Dave, and I'm like, oh my God, that Charlie is so annoying. He's almost Pierce levels of annoying. That was our Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., with the Hoff. I've done myself up here, Dave. I was hoping that you would be fuming and I'd be like, this is amazing, but it's not. It really is. It's aged badly. I know it's a Cannon special, and Michael Dudikoff is a legend for doing a lot of these Cannon movies, and this was the one that put him on the map. But for me, it's just completely fell off a cliff from what I remember. And I'm with you. There's so many things of this I do not remember. I've not watched it probably for 25 years, and it shows. It really does show. It's a really, really shit movie.
Yes. I mean, I did like old Action Jackson getting that. He gets the bazooka shot right in at the end on the helicopter, doesn't he? So I did enjoy that bit. Like I say, I think he's probably the best thing about the movie. I think he's even better, more enjoyable character than Dudikoff, to be honest. Yeah,
because he's playing it like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
And he's playing well. Dudikoff doesn't know whether he's serious or whether he's supposed to be jovial. It's really strange character, Dudikoff. But yeah, Steve James is great in it. And he's more of a specimen than Michael Dudikoff. He's built like a brick shithouse. He must be about 6'3", 6'4". He's a big guy.
Yeah. Like I say, he's in good shape, isn't he? And I know we've raced through that a little bit, Chris, but I don't know if I've got anything else to say on it, to be honest.
Dave. No, I'm with you, Dave. Let's just get into our review scores.
Let's go.
Right, Dave, I'll go first. It was my pick. I put you through this movie. I hold my hands up and say I put myself through it as well. It didn't go to plan again. Another bollock dropped by me. This is not a good movie. I would like to see the second one because I have good memories of the second one. I think I've seen that more times. I don't know why I always say this, but I always felt the sequels of a lot of the movies, because you knew the character and they were trying to sort of make it bigger and badder, felt better. So I'm definitely going to watch the second one at some point in the next couple of weeks, but it's terrible. Dudikoff is awful. Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. He's great looking for a lead character. He's got no martial arts skills whatsoever. Absolutely a joke of a casting, really. I think it's more on his looks than it was anything else. Steve James is great as Jackson. He ends up doing a few movies himself on the back of this as well. It was really good. I think he was in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker as well, which I watched years ago. It was a really shit comedy one, Dave. Really bad one, but I'll have to watch that at some point. However, didn't like it. The close setting of it showed it was $1 million for the budget, and it was really strange. It was just like an extended version of the A-Team. So I think I've got to send it to Alderaan, Dave. I can't give it anything. Now, I've done it before when I've took the piss and gone, but I loved it. I didn't. It was garbage. So, yeah, Alderaan all day long. What about you, Dave?
I think I might surprise you here. So this is not a good movie. It's got low budget written all over it. But I kind of... The nostalgia is kind of waving over me because I just think back to that time when ninjas ruled the world, basically, and certainly ruled our screens and our hearts and minds. So I was watching this and genuinely I thought, I don't understand, other than his rugged good looks and he's in good shape, I don't understand how Dudikoff was cast for this. And obviously it's his most iconic role, isn't it? I think people around our age group a lot remember Michael Dudikoff as the American Ninja. So, you know, I just think going back, it just doesn't hold up at all. But and even though I'd say a lot of it is quite forgettable, you know, I'm still not sure I completely understand the whole villain plot. But, you know, it was just an excuse to see some ninjas fighting. I didn't dislike it. Certainly not enough for me to send it to Alderaan. So I think it's an Elm Street for me. I just think that there is a bit to enjoy in this. I think it's got more to do with Steve James, if I'm honest, than it has for Michael Dudikoff. And he does have those great looks. I think he looks more like a TV actor than a movie actor, if that makes sense. But
get that.
You know, absolute good-looking bloke. Could have equally done, I don't know, Street Hawk or Airwolf or something like that. But no, he was our American Ninja, and I'm sure, you know, it's not just us that remember that movie fondly. So yeah, it's not great. It's not completely terrible. So yeah, Elm Street.
Good stuff, Dave. So, Dave, we have a new Patreon, my friend. We've got the wonderful Daniel Herbert's joined us as a Patreon. So big thanks to Daniel for doing that. And we will be in touch regarding his pick, Dave. If it's as long as it's better than American Ninja, well, I don't know. We'll see. The worse, the better, I think.
That is a low bar, isn't it? That is an absolute low bar. So yeah, hopefully Dan can get in touch with us and we'll find out what his pick's going to be. I want to thank all of our Patreons, so Dan included. I want to thank Jack. I want to thank Maths. We've got Blake. We've got John Hammond. We've got Brett from Cinema Chat Podcast. And we've got Tony Farina as well. So those guys are our executive producers for today, for this wonderful masterpiece that you have bestowed upon us.
You know what, though, Dave? You know what? I'll be honest. We'll announce we're going to do this, and everyone's going to be like, I cannot wait. Oh, it's going to be great. And then when we shit on it, they're like, you bastards. You know what?
I tell you what, I reckon John and Max and possibly even Glenn are going to be after us. They're going to be like, what are you fucking... Max in particular, I think, he's
going to have us.
You're a fucking wanker, you. He's going to be like, fucking Dudikoff is a legend and this film is great, so fuck you.
Yeah. Sorry, Max. I know I'm going to get the comments straight away, so I apologise. But Dave, also, you know, we did the poll. I mentioned it on last week's show. And you lost, my friend. Well, you won, but you lost. The votes were cast. It was your fault all along.
It was Dave Oryx all along.
So this week's quiz, I'm not sure, I'm not sure what it's going to be, Dave. I might try and be a bit more fairer, but I always get the most stick in it, Dave. So, you know, if you can get there before me, that by all means, Dave. But as the social media manager, you know, it's only right that I get control.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Yeah, like I say, it was not you or it was me, so I'm always going to lose that one. But I do enjoy these little polls that you put out, to be fair. It creates a good conversation for a Friday.
Yeah, it's a good laugh, to be fair.
Now, Chris, I have grown weary of having to watch these nonsense things that you refer to as martial arts movies, right? Weary, I tell you. Next week, I am going to bestow upon thee a classic. Not fucking No Retreat, No Surrender 5 or whatever. King of the Kickboxers 2 or whatever that one is. And I know we've got to do that at some point. This is going to be, unfortunately, it was Bruce Lee's last film. It was his big Hollywood blockbuster. And it is Enter the Dragon.
Roper, Williams, and Lee, the deadly three, penetrate the secret chambers of an evil island empire.
What do you know about Han? He lives like a king on that island, totally self-sufficient.
A fortress without walls, protected by an invincible army that needs no ordinary weapons. This is Enter the Dragon, the first martial arts film produced by a major Hollywood studio. John Saxon is Roper. He was in it for the money. U.S. karate champion Jim Kelly as Williams. He was there because he had no choice. Black Belt Hall of Fame undisputed martial arts champion and international film star Bruce Lee. His job was to get them out alive.
I'm hoping you'll join us, represent us in the United States. You want me to join this?
Roper, Williams, and Lee. Just when they think they've broken the secret of the island, they find there is no escape from the inscrutable Han. Warner Brothers presents Enter the Dragon, where the world's greatest martial arts athletes meet the ultimate challenge with the most ancient and deadly of weapons, the human body. Enter the Dragon from Warner Brothers.
Now, Dave, that trailer, I'll be honest with you, it's given me proper hairs on the back of my neck job. I've watched Enter the Dragon loads of times. So much so that when I did my back in around 99 before my wedding, I got Sam to walk on my back, Dave, to help me. Didn't help me, mate. Ended up off work for 3 weeks because of it. Because I said I saw Bruce Lee do it in Enter the Dragon. So I am really looking forward to this one. Really am.
That wasn't Bruce Lee, surely. It was, wasn't that Roper?
One of them, Dave, but I mean, I used it in the film. I used it off the film, and I said to her, it's Bruce Lee. I obviously got it wrong because my fucking back I was absolutely in agony afterwards, Dave. And Sammy's very light as well, so I can't even say that. She was proper. I don't know why I thought it had helped, Dave, and it didn't. Honestly, I was in fucking agony for weeks after that. So Enter the Dragon, I love, but I hate as well, Dave, for the same thing.
You know what? I've not seen this one for a few years, I must admit, but I used to watch this so many times. I just absolutely loved it. You got Roper there. Again, still a bit...
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting how his martial arts fits. You know, it doesn't quite... It's not that bad in my mind. I've got a feeling that one isn't going to stand up. But Williams, of course, I reckon he's going to stand up. You know, you can't forget him going, I'll have you. And you.
You
and
you. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Hangman.
Yeah.
It's a legend.
Mr. Hangman. It's Mr. Handman, isn't it?
Handman, yeah. Sorry, Dave. I feel like that at the moment after watching American Ninja. I apologise.
I know. So
sure.
We'll save all the rest of the impressions. Apart from, I told you, my favourite one is the guy who's supposed to be from New Zealand. When he's on the boat and Bruce Lee's saying to him, like, you know, it's the art of fighting without fighting, and the guy's going, the art of fighting without fighting. It's like, you're from New Zealand.
You went on holiday there once, Dave.
So I can't wait to do that one. So anyway, Chris, with this being your pick, the final thing I've got to say is, what are you going to finish us off with?
Well, Dave, I think you've jumped the gun there, my friend, because we haven't given out our social media
That's what I was
contacts.
pausing.
So what I will say, guys, is, and I saved myself, if you want to contact us on social media, at VHS Strikes Back. If you want to email us, the VHS Strikes Back at gmail.com. And like our Patreons, if you do want to support the show, and we really appreciate it, guys, we've got all sorts of tiers there from £1 all the way up to the McFly, where we all go off to Vegas, which hopefully will be very soon if someone actually wins the lottery. And that is patreon.com/VHS Strikes Back. Now, Dave, it was very good that you did that, and I really appreciate the way you led on to me, my friend. But as always, Mr. Deflection, Mr. Bat thing, he's only going to say one thing. How are you going to take us out today, my friend?
Well, I will just drop a quick plug, actually. So, John and Jeff from the Predator Minute podcast have started their new podcast, and it's called Seen It All. So, Seen being SCENE, so seen it all. And so they're upgrading from doing a minute at a time, and they're going to tackle a particular scene from a movie. And they've started off, they've just released their first episode, which is the truck/motorcycle chase in Terminator 2, so a bit of a classic there. But it takes me back to when those guys came on, and we did Ninja 3: The Domination, didn't we? And in that, the best line of the movie was, "Only a ninja can destroy another ninja." I'll see you next time.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over. What the fuck are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do?
Maybe we could build a fire, sing a couple of songs, huh? Why don't we try that?
We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
I'll be back. That's odd.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Wax on, wax off.
Get to the chopper!
One ring to go. All right. Ding, ding. Bust you up. Go for it.
Well, here we go. Ain't so bad. Ain't so bad. Ain't so bad. Come on. Come on, ain't so bad. Ain't nothing. Come on. You must be crazy or something. I'm crazy. You just a stupid. Yeah, maybe you're crazy. I ain't breathing heavy. He's a fool. He's stupid. I've seen you at 6
I must break you.